Welcome back to the Wizard Shop. Today we're going to talk about 6 cars in the $5,000 to $15,000 range that you absolutely should not buy under any circumstance, no matter what kind of deal you're getting. Obviously they're not going to be in this range, but let's sit down and let's talk about it. So these Ferraris and NSX and things in the background are obviously not going to be what we talk about today, but they're just kind of fun to look at in the background. So this is going to be actually the not buy version of the buy version I just did not too long ago. There's a link in the description that goes to that video of 6 to 8 cars. I don't remember how many it was that you should buy. Today we're going to talk about ones you should run away from. If you're looking through Facebook Marketplace and you come across this car, don't even bother. Don't even contact them. Don't buy it. But before we dive in, there's 4 things, no matter what cars you're looking at, that should be instant deal killers. If any of these 4 things pop up, walk away. Don't even talk to them anymore, you're done. Number 1 is a dead air conditioner. If they say, oh, it just needs a couple cans of Freon or blah, 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 no, it's probably a lie. Air conditioners today, if the compressor is grenaded and sent shrapnel and debris all through the system, some cars can be $1,000, $1,200. Some cars can be $2,000 just to make the AC work again. Now, if you live in a climate where it's cold all the time, then it doesn't matter. But most of us don't. In the summer, we're sweating just like I am right now, heavily sweating. Number 2 is going to be severe rust on the body or the frame. And as we know, most modern vehicles today don't have body on frame. The body is the frame. And so if it's got major rust holes or major rust underneath, brake lines, all kinds of things look like they've been at the bottom of the ocean, don't even waste your time. You're going to be regretting every moment of ownership of that vehicle as long as you own it. You will wish you never bought it. Number 3. You show up and say, hey, let's check out this car, let's start it up, and the owner says, well, actually, it doesn't start, it just needs a starter, or I actually lost the key. It runs fine, but I actually don't have the key right now, but I assure you it's a good running car. If for whatever reason you cannot start the car, don't even bother. Don't buy it. Leave, walk off, say, I'm not interested, thank you, have a nice day. And number 4, you guys know my mantra, no title, no deal. I won't even talk anymore. If you say, oh, I lost the title, it's coming in the mail, I say, good, somebody else can buy it because I'm not going to buy it. I've been through this so many times with cars, with titles, that I'm just telling you, don't do it. Now I have one vehicle from 6 different segments. The first one I'm going to do is a small car segment, and that's going to be 2010 or newer Chevy Cruze with the 1.4 liter turbo. These vehicles are having turbo failures like crazy. I mean, it's just like, it's guaranteed going to happen. I actually know a few people who are on their 2nd and 3rd and even 4th turbo because even the new ones are failing. They have very poor build quality, and the proof of that is some of the recalls that they've had. In 2012, there was a General Motors recall for engine fires, or basically just burst into flames. In 2013, they had a GM recall for the loss of power brakes. Your power brakes are just gone, and you have basically no brakes. And back in 2011, there was actually a recall where the steering wheel was breaking off the steering shaft, and you're sitting there holding the steering wheel in your hand, not connected to the car. Do not buy a 2010 or newer Chevy Cruze, especially with the 1.4 liter turbo. Garbage. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, hey, Wizard, I'm so sorry to be interrupting your video today, but you wanted to know when those Drio fans arrived? They just arrived.
Oh, good. It is so hot in here. What perfect timing. Today's video is sponsored by Drio, a top household fan brand name here in the US. They make a very nice selection of air circulator fans. When we film or let our mechanics go into air-conditioned office for a break, to help with background noise, we close all the doors and turn off all of the large, loud industrial fans. It gets really hot in here. Let's get this 502S poly fan out of the box. Their pedestal fans start at $80. They say the wind it creates can reach 80 feet. Okay, let's see what this can do. Let me turn it on by the remote. I can even download their app and control it that way too. Hey, I'm already feeling a nice breeze. Unlike regular fans, this is an air circulator fan. Its blade design, motor differences, and larger airflow capacity keeps air moving around you, even when it's not blowing directly at you, which makes you feel more comfortable overall on these hot Kansas days. Okay, now let's try the 511 desktop fan. Their desktop fans start at $30, and I'm thinking this will be perfect for my office. This little guy is supposed to reach 70 feet. Let's see what it can do. Wow, wait a minute. This thing moves some serious air. I think I'll turn it down a setting. It's definitely earned a place in my office. Lucky for you, they have a mid-year sale with up to $140 off. There's a link in the description below to the Drio site. Make sure you check out their mid-year sale and use my code WIZARD for an extra 8% off your order. Let's get back to the second vehicle you definitely should not buy. Number 2 is going to be a mid-sized car. It's going to be 2015 or newer Hyundai Sonata. These have the 2.4 GDI engine, and they're the most garbage engine you can buy on the market right now. Some of you actually probably see me on Fox News. I did a segment showing some of the things, kind of cars to look for, and one of them I recommended not to buy were Hyundai, Kia, in that range. This is definitely part of that deal. I've actually done a previous video on one where a customer was so upset with the situation, they just said, take it to the scrapyard. I'm done. I don't even want to see this car anymore. Car Wizard, can you make this car disappear? I said, yes, I can. At that time when that video was filmed, we called to see a price of a new engine actually from the dealer, and they said it doesn't matter because we don't have any. So many engines have failed, they're all bought up. We don't even have any new engines. It's that bad of a deal. And guess what? They're still making them today. So no, run away from the Hyundai Sonata 2015 and newer. Just don't do it. I don't care what kind of good deal or rebates you're getting. Don't buy it. It's kind of sad. I mean, as a mechanic, I want to fix cars. I want to make a living off of fixing cars. But this is just some of those cars. Definitely one of those cars. It actually helps us both to just don't buy one. On to number 3. The one I'm going to recommend in the large car segment or the larger car segment is any year Audi A8. Any of them, even a brand new one. I don't care. Don't buy them. After 100,000 miles, they will always be broken. Something will always be broken on them all the time. And when they do break, it's always 5, 10, and 15 grand to fix them. Also, when they get to this age, the oil leaks don't stop. And they're usually big teardowns to get to things like oil coolers and all kinds of different seals and gaskets. Some of them are engine out. It is a really big deal with oil leaks on Audis really in general, but especially these. The resale value on any of these is absolutely abysmal, terrible. And you can imagine why. Because they're garbage. That's why you're finding them for 4 grand on Marketplace or 8 grand or 10 grand. Don't do it. Every owner I've ever worked on one of these says, I regret buying this. Let's just get this or that fixed and I'm dumping this thing. I hear that over and over and over. So again, in the large car segment, stay away from any year, any model, any package Audi A8. On to number 4. And yes, it is Supercar Week at the shop. We have lots of them in the shop. And you know I always push for pre-purchase inspections. That's exactly what's happening here. There's a customer looking to buy this Ferrari California, but before they change hands with any kind of money titles or anything, it's first being inspected to see what it's going to need. Luckily, this one doesn't need much, but before you buy, not after, before. Now let's get to number 4. It's going to be in the sports car segment. It's 2004 on, whatever year, Mazda RX-8. They are absolute trash. They're just, if I could have a picture of a dumpster right here, that would be an RX-8. They're junk. I'm sorry if you're an RX-8 fan, but as a mechanic, I cannot recommend them. I frequently get phone calls. My car won't start. It's lost compression. I'm looking at one I might buy, and it runs really rough and it smokes. After 60 or 70,000 miles, these engines go to crap. They have major issues or they won't start. They easily flood. They can cause major repair bills for you. I guarantee you will regret it if you buy any of these years of an RX-8. Also, before we close out that section, good luck finding a shop that will even touch an RX-8. The ones I have worked on, I'll get it started for them again, get it going again. It's the same thing that I always hear. It's been to 3 shops, and I've heard no, no, and no. I will not touch your car. I'm just telling you, don't buy one of these. It's really bad. If you want a sports car, there's tons of really nice Mustangs, Camaros, Chargers, Challengers, Corvettes. There's millions of them made. There's readily parts available. They're time-tested engines. They're not going to break your bank. They're not going to be broken all the freaking time. An RX-8 is going to be a severe letdown. Don't do it. On to number 5, which is going to be an SUV segment. It's going to be the 2007 to 2015 Nissan Rogue. And we all know these have the dreaded Jatco CVT transmission. Now, I have done videos to show if they're serviced properly from the get-go, they can last a while, but they never are. No one ever services these CVT transmissions. And the one that you're looking at right now hasn't been either. You're looking at a used car, you're not the original owner, and I guarantee you the original owner, if you ask them when's the last time the CVT is serviced, they'll say a CV what? What even is that, bro? If you get one that's broken, it's going to cost 1.5 or to 2 times the value of the whole vehicle to fix it, because these have such low value. The reason why you see them for sale for 3-4 grand, because it costs 4 or 5 or 6 to fix them when the CVT dies. A good rebuilt transmission, if you can find one, by itself is going to be 3 or 4 grand just for the transmission. You haven't even paid anyone to install it yet, just for the transmission. I know the price is attractive. You're looking on Marketplace, man, that'd be a nice car, and I'm here to tell you, no, it won't. Run away. Now let's move to the final one, the 6th car, which is going to be the truck segment. This one you can verify with Jared from the Questionable Garage. Many of us watch his video. I watch his videos. I'm a good friend with Jared. I really like him. And that is 2016 to 2019 Nissan Titan XD, specifically the XD with the 5-liter Cummins V8. You can actually go to his channel and see some of the dilemmas he had. It was absolute garbage. He got to a point where he just dumped that truck and got him a GMC. I think it was a Chevy or a GMC. He got so tired of it. It's such a bad engine. There are just too many engine failures to speak of. I mean thousands and thousands of them. Nothing but emissions trouble and engine trouble and injection and turbo trouble, and the list goes on. It's so bad, in fact, guess what? Nissan stopped selling or offering that engine because they knew this is garbage. We're going to get in trouble if we keep selling this. Every person that I know that's had one of these has had some kind of catastrophic failure that was extremely expensive, and they were very upset about it when it failed. It cost so much money. So on that, number 6, the trucks, do not buy the XD Titan. Run away. If the dealer says, hey, we get you a good deal, we'll take $3,000 off, say, no thank you, I'm leaving right now. Most makers have good diesels. There's some good diesels out there, but the 5-liter V8 Cummins that comes with the Nissan XD is really a bad, bad engine. So keep that in mind if you're looking for those trucks. So hopefully you got some use out of some of that advice I'm giving, and hopefully you like some of the backdrops here, really cool cars. I put these videos out for you guys as a warning so you could heed the advice. Sadly, I give so much advice to people and no one ever follows it. They're like, but I got such a good deal, I couldn't pass it up. And then 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. I wish I never bought this car. I should have listened to you. There's a reason why I put these vehicles into these videos and list them for you, because I've seen it with my own eyes. So you guys can learn from those failures. Now, some of you out there could say, well, I had one of those cars. I didn't have any trouble. You got lucky. You got really lucky. You're the one out of other 10,000 that actually got a good car. So good for you. I'm very happy for you. But most people, that's not the story that they have. It's a very bad story. If you're curious what kind of tools we use in the shop to work on any of these cars you've seen, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut and we really appreciate it. If you purchase anything, that is. Make sure to check out Mrs. Wizard's Way. She's got some really cool content on her channel. You don't want to miss out. And hit the subscribe button here because we have so many more cool videos to come. Thanks for watching.